Today is August 14th, 2020, and 27 years ago, I drove to Disneyland and I videotaped my drive into Disneyland. And now I'm going to do the exact same thing. 27 years later, I'm going to try to videotape my typical drive to Disneyland from my apartment. And what's funny is exactly 27 years ago, I did the same thing from my apartment at the time, and now I live about in the same location as I did then. I've moved several times, but I'm back to where I was almost to the exact same spot 27 years ago, because I just can't live away from Disneyland. I need to live near Disneyland. And I even said that in my video, which is so funny. It's really funny to watch that video from all those years ago, because I think how so much of my life has changed on one hand, but on the other hand, as far as Disney is concerned, I do exactly the same thing. I need to be at Disneyland. I live almost exactly 10 minutes away from my carport, which I've just videotaped right there. And I come out of my complex here and I get on the same street that I was on before, driving to Disneyland. Now, of course, you can no longer get off at Harbor and go in the old entrance. So the old entrance is long gone, and I'm so glad I videotaped it that one day. I mean, who would have known how nostalgic that would be to so many of us? Anyway, so this time we're going to park actually in Simba parking lot in downtown Disney, because Disneyland itself is still shut down due to the pandemic. So unfortunately, we're not going to go into Disneyland, but we are going to do like I did 27 years ago and document the drive to Disneyland, the parking, and walking up to the gate, because we still can get up to almost to the same gate. We just can't go in. And the gate looks very, very similar. The ticket booths have all moved, but it's very similar. So it's going to be fun to see how the changes compare side by side. So here I am at Grand Avenue, getting ready to make a left. There's my Starbucks, which I just love that Starbucks. And then I get on the freeway, and when I get off, I'm on Catella. I'm right there. It's like 3 exits away. It's such a dream. So turn this off for now. I just figured out that I was 29 years old in that video in 1993. And now I am 56 years old in 2020. And I'm going to watch this again and maybe make another video in 27 years. So what will that be? 2047, and I will be 82 years old. I can't even, that's the craziest thing ever, but I just love that concept that I will be 82 years old and I will be driving and videotaping with who knows what. I mean, back then I had a giant VHS camera. Now I'm on my iPhone. Who knows what's the technology going to be in 27 years? How am I going to be videotaping my drive to Disneyland? Maybe I'll have a driver. Maybe I'll be on a special bus or something. I don't know, but I will still try to video. I'm going to make a vow that in 2047, if I'm still alive, hopefully, I will videotape my drive to Disneyland. And I bet I still live 10 minutes away from Disneyland. I bet I do, because that's one thing I'm just not going to ever move away from Disneyland. So before I exited at Harbor, now I'm exiting at Catella. And I will make a left and go down to the Simba parking lot. And I am driving a Dodge Grand Caravan 35th Anniversary Edition, which I just absolutely love driving this big van. I feel so safe. I really, really love it. And I'm trying to figure out what kind of car I was driving in the last video from 1993. And it was I think it was my little Chevy. It was a small car. So, what will I be driving in the year 2047? I don't know. I mean, it's just so fun to think about how I will be 82 years old and what the technology will be. I mean, what kind of device will we be using to videotape? My guess is it'll still be some type of a phone, but maybe they'll be smaller and lighter. I don't know if they'll be a smartphone. I guess in 2047 there will be, 27 years from now. Anyway, it's fun to think about all those those things and what's it going to be like. Anyway, so here I am making a left onto Catella, headed down to the Simba parking lot and getting ready to go in to document this trip from my apartment to Disneyland. Unfortunately, the main gate is gone, but there is going to be a cool blue sign. I'll see if I can videotape that. There's the 7-Eleven that I have stopped at multiple times, and we are coming along. Now we are coming up on Bubba Gump and the Garden Walk. So that's pretty cool. Bubba Gump over there and Garden Walk. And then on the left is the hotel that I stayed at with Marissa. Well, it's where Marissa stayed when she was coming to visit. And on the right, up here on the corner of Catella and Harbor, is what I used to call Dollar Pizza. And it was the place that I used to go before I went into Disneyland when I couldn't afford to actually eat inside Disneyland. And I could get pizza for $1. It was $1 a slice. And back then, that was all we could afford. So it was very good that they have this pizza place. There it is, right over there. You can see they have set it up for outdoor seating because right now, I'm not allowed to eat inside. But there it is, Dollar Pizza. Hi, Dollar Pizza, I remember you. Thank you for feeding me all those years. Now, I would still like to eat at Dollar Pizza, but I just gained too much weight from eating too much Dollar Pizza. So this is the hotel, the Hyatt House. That's where Marissa stayed, and her sister, who both are no longer with us. I picked her up, and we got to spend a lot of great times at Disneyland before she passed away. So there's a lot of special memories along here. The Jolly Roger used to be over there. That was the Jolly Roger. All of these old hotels are now gone, and they've put in a lot of these suites. Marriott, Hyatt, they've come in and built these suites, which actually I don't think some of these were completed yet before the pandemic, but they continued to be built during it, and now they're starting to open up. It is a Friday, so I was a little nervous about getting into the parking lot because once they fill up maybe an eighth of the parking lot, they stop letting people go in. But I did see that it looked like people were still able to get in. So I think I got in just in time. It's about 1 o'clock on a Friday, and they are open till 9 p.m. They've extended the hours. So I think Fridays now are going to be just as busy as Saturday and Sunday. But I was here last Saturday and I wasn't able to get in. The parking lot was full. Yes, I am able to get in, and I'm so excited. Here I am driving into the parking lot at Downtown Disney, and you can see the gate is very different from the way it was years ago. Luckily, they have not filled up the parking yet, and you can see it's free right now. So you just drive up and you just get you don't even get a ticket.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
I don't know how, but I'm doing.
It's beautiful. So they just opened the gate. You don't pay anything to go in, and I'm very, very lucky to be here on a Friday and able to get right in. And then my usual thing is to park all the way down here at the end. I like to go to the very, very end, and then I can get really close up to where I like to walk in. So I usually go to the end of this sign, that's my clue, and then I make a right-hand turn here, and you can see the Disneyland Hotel straight up, and I will park right here near the front and just walk in from here. I'm gonna park here next to the Star Wars Galaxy Edge van. And it's not quite the same as when I had preferred parking back in 1993 with my annual pass, and you basically walk right in the gate. I think it's about a 20-minute walk to the gate from the Simba parking lot. So we're gonna time it. Right now, my clock says exactly 1:01. So let's see what time it is when I actually get to the main gate at Disneyland after going through all of the security and everything. Thank you. You too. Nice hot day today.
That's like the Disney family right there.
How you doing, Steve?
Good. How are you?
Great, thank you.
So I thought there were going to be a lot more people here than there are today. I guess it's because it's so hot. It's supposed to be like 99 degrees or something, which I love. I love the heat. I love it when it's like this. I know not everybody does, but I do. So I definitely like to be outside when it's hot like this.
Keep your groups together, heading to one of our 3 screen lines. Get it scheduled. They don't know that. Just walk straight ahead.
Ralph Brennan's is finally open. Yay. One of my favorite places to eat. It's been closed since forever. So it's nice to have this open back up again. And we can get beignets. This is very exciting. Very exciting. It says, welcome back. Walk-in dining welcome. Huh. Looks like you can get in there pretty easy. The Express looks like there's no line at all. Just walk right in and sit out here. That's pretty cool the way they have this set up, this area. Yeah, a little bit of a line, not bad. So even when the park is open, I often do park in Simba, just because I do kind of like this walk through downtown Disney where I can get some good exercise. And you're not really supposed to park there if you're going inside the parks, but if you purchase items, you can get free parking for 3 hours or 5 hours, depending on if you eat in a sit-down restaurant or exactly what you do to get parking stamped. So a lot of times I do that anyway because I'm only here like 3 or 5 hours. I like to come to Disneyland just for a short time. Otherwise, I will park in Toy Story, take the bus over. La Brea, one of my favorite places ever, is still closed, so we can't eat lunch here. And they switched the lineup for World of Disney. You were entering on this side and exiting down around. You go through a big circle. Anyway, it looks like they flipped it, so now you enter on the other side to get in the line and come and twist around this way. So I'm not really sure the reasoning behind that, but World of Disney is now flipped for this time. And usually I've waited anywhere from an hour to 2 hours to 3 hours. Sometimes you walk right in, but that's very rare. You have to be here like on a Wednesday at 2 o'clock. Okay, so now I'm probably standing. Wait, let me do that. That'll be fun. I am going to go and stand in the same place that I was in 1993, videotaping the front entrance right at lunchtime, just like this. Of course, it was much more crowded. And of course, I was in the parking lot So let's try to get right in that exact same spot. In 1993, this would have been a long walkway that goes right up to the front. And they had banners hanging, just like they still have banners now, but these are off to the side. And the parking lot was right here. Of course, that's gone. But in my old 1993 video, I believe I parked maybe like right here because I had preferred parking. And then I think I was standing by the tram and I was videotaping Matterhorn, which, yeah, it's hard to see the Matterhorn from here. I think these trees have grown up. You can't see it anymore. And then this was the main entrance. And I noticed that the Mickey Mouse looks almost exactly the same. I think that they keep the flowers, the colors, and everything with the Mickey Mouse the same for 27 years. So when I'm back videotaping this in 2047, I wonder if that Mickey Mouse will be exactly the same. Now, the ticket booths were all right here. When I used to work here in 1986 and 1987, I worked in the ticket booths right here at the front. And then you can see this is exactly the same because I paid attention to that 1993 video. And you see that little office over there? That's where I used to have to punch in and punch out in 1986. And it's still there. The little office is still there. Now that, where it says exit only, that was the annual pass holder entrance. So in the old video, you can see people were lined up along here to get in. And I just walked straight over there to that little entrance. And you could just walk right in if you had an annual pass, and there was never a line. Because not that many people had annual passes back then. Okay, let's look at the clock. It says 1:25. So I kind of took my time a little bit, but yeah, it's about 20-minute walk from the Simba parking lot to the front gate. So that's good to know that even when it's empty and the park is closed, or when it's busy, I think it's about the same. It's a 20-minute walk from that parking lot to the very front gate.